You know, beautiful people, I just saw something very, very interesting. I just saw Canelo and Bud face off for the first time on fight week. And let me tell you, Bud looked bigger. I mean, yes, Bud had baggier clothes, but Bud, most importantly, he looks like the man isn't cutting any weight. But Canelo, the man definitely is cutting weight, and you can tell. I mean, but listen, based on this face-off, the case is closed, beautiful people. This is what we are not gonna do. If Canelo loses this fight, we're not gonna say, oh, Canelo is a hype job, he lost to a small man. And if Canelo wins this fight, we're not gonna say, oh, Canelo beat a small man, he was supposed to beat a small man. No. Eyes don't lie. The eyes don't lie, beautiful people. And if you use your eyes to look at both men standing in front of each other, now yes, Canelo on Fight Night will be way bigger. But what I mean is this. You can't look at them and say one guy looks massive and the other guy looks small. I mean, both men, you know, 5'8", 5, you know what I mean? Like both men, they are very similar in size. And with me being in gyms all my life, with me training all my life, when you talk about combat sports, fitness, anything and everything you can think of, I know for a fact that you can definitely put size on slowly and correctly, and you will simply become a bigger man. Like just because Bud was fighting at 135 and at 140 and 147, that doesn't mean that automatically, and especially, we gotta look at the size of Canelo in comparison to all the 68 pounders. You can't compare Canelo to the size of Berlanga. Listen, I met Berlanga in New York. Berlanga is a big guy. When I met Berlanga, I swear to you, the man looked at least 215 pounds. 215, 220. I don't know, maybe because he had like baggy clothes and like massive shoes, but the man looked, he didn't look like a 68 pounder. If you would have looked at the man, you would have never guessed that he fights at 168 pounds, at like 76, 77 kilos. No way. He looked like a cruiserweight. And let me tell you, that night, I met many fighters. I mean, basically every single fighter that you can think of, they were there. They were in New York in Times Square for the Times Square event when I went to the States. So let me tell you this, beautiful people. This face-off, I mean, this is like, it's really unfortunate when you see people say that, you know, if Canelo wins this fight, he doesn't deserve any credit. It's because Bud is already moving up in weight classes. Or you get some people who, and these are fighters who are saying that. These are fighters and like elite boxing like people in the boxing circuit. It is very unfortunate, but I don't care. I honestly couldn't care less what others say. All I can tell you, beautiful people who tune into this channel, is tell you just my opinion, what I see. And what I see, that this is an even fight when you talk about the size. You cannot make a single excuse. If Canelo wins, you cannot say that he beat an old small man. And if Bud wins, you cannot say that, oh, Canelo is, you know, he's washed, or Canelo is this or that because he lost to a small man. He's always been overrated. I've said this a few times. Actually, I've said this many times. I have never watched this much tape. In the last 4 weeks, I've watched actually every single Bud and Canelo fight available on YouTube. And the subtle things that they do, greatness. So when you hear someone say that Canelo is flat-footed, or Canelo is a stationary target, or Canelo, I mean, yes, Canelo doesn't have the fastest feet, but give me one perfect, like give me one fighter who got every single attribute 100 out of 10, like come on. No man is perfect and no man is unbeatable, but we gotta stop with, like for example, I saw the people who are picking Canelo, like the pros, you know, those videos who like pros make their picks on boxingnewsonline.com. Like you see a lot of people who are picking Bud because Canelo doesn't have footwork. How can you become one of the greatest fighters of all time without footwork? Like, please explain that to me. And same thing goes for Bud. A lot of people, you hear them say that Canelo will destroy Crawford because Crawford has never felt the power of a 168 pounder. Are we forgetting that Canelo started at a small weight classes? Are we forgetting that Crawford has been sparring, the story told by Jesus Ramos 6 years ago, when Crawford was he just moved to 147 and he was going into sparring wars with Steve Nelson, a 168 pounder. And the man has been sparring Lester Martinez for 2 years, 168 pounder. Let me tell you, Lester Martinez is one of the baddest 168 pounders on earth. Bud was sparring him when Bud was at 147. So we gotta stop with like diminishing both fighters. Why can't we just, I mean, listen, I'm saying this to the pro fighters, but of course they know more than me, but this is what I mean. I believe that this is a problem in the American culture. They always bring someone down to bring the other one up. And I never really knew that up until I started reading the comments. You know, like I see the wars in the comments, like especially for like the videos that I posted for the pros making their picks and me reacting. Like, it is absolutely crazy. Like, the African American fans, they're not giving Canelo any credit, and the Mexican fans, they're not giving Bud any credit. And it's like unfortunate. And if you actually think about it, fights like these should unite all the boxing fans together. But what do I know? This is just simply my opinion. But what's not an opinion is what my eyes saw. And what my eyes saw was Bud and Canelo standing in front of each other and them being virtually the same size. Now, let's actually, let's think about it. How much will they weigh on fight night in the ring? I believe that Canelo Alvarez, he will make the 168 pound mark, but I believe on fight night he will be at least 185. But I believe that he will be from 186 to 189 on fight night. Exactly, I believe. And Bud, he's probably going to be 174, 175. You know, after having, you know, a nice breakfast, a solid meal in the afternoon. I'm assuming, beautiful people, I'm just assuming that Canelo will probably be 15, you know, 10 to 15 pounds bigger, maybe. But, you know, for Canelo's sake, I hope that it doesn't blow up well. Because if you go back and watch all my videos that I made, I said that Canelo just made a brilliant move. And it's him, like all the pictures that we saw of him training in the training camp, he looks so light. And I said that when Canelo is light, he's unstoppable. Go back and watch that Billy Joe fight, and go back and watch that Munguia fight. Both were at 168. But look at Canelo's shape versus Billy Joe. He was way slimmer and faster and sharper. Now I understand why he bulked up for Munguia. It's because he wanted to gain Munguia's respect. It's because Munguia fights like a psycho. You know, he's bigger than Canelo. He's Mexican. So he's fighting with that Mexican blood in him. Mexican boiling blood. Fighting with the heart and desire to knock out Canelo. And he came in to take Canelo's head off. And that is why I get why Canelo showed up heavier. But let me tell you, beautiful people, go back and watch the first and second Golovkin fight, and go back and watch that Billy Joe fight. Two of them were at 160 and one was at 168. But still, Canelo adopted the same mindset in both fights. He came in extremely light. Why? Is because he wanted to go on the front foot and the back foot at times, but being light on his feet. And when Canelo is light on his feet, he even punches quicker than, like, if you go back to the Munguia fight and the Berlanga, like, of course he got lightning speed left hook to the body and to the head. But when you see Canelo Alvarez showing up light, he's the closest thing. And I mean this in every which way. He's the closest thing to being unbeatable. When you talk about his style, his fighting style, like Canelo, I've said it once and I've said it many times, Canelo is the greatest pressure/counter attacker I have ever seen. Ever. But when you are a pressure fighter and a counter attacker, light on your feet, oh my God. So that combination, I believe, will suit Canelo very well versus someone like Bud. Because let's be honest, Bud, he throws his punches like slingshots. So all I'm saying is this, beautiful people, we cannot, we gotta stop with this narrative that Canelo is fighting a small man, and if Canelo wins, Canelo, he was supposed to win. No. I believe this is the even fight. Whoever wins gets all the credit, whoever loses gets all the respect. No losers in this fight, really. Bring on September 13th.